Hello and welcome to another video. So if the title was confusing, I'm sorry about that. I couldn't figure out how to title this. So basically we have pieces of paper here, which I've already folded up and stuff. So basically in this one, I really am getting ahead of myself here. I'm going to be having these pieces of paper pick what I read. So in this one, we have three options. Whether the book's going to be a reread, a new read, or a book in a series I'm in the middle of. I feel like those are pretty self-explanatory. And then we will pick a genre. I have all the genres that I have on my shelf here. I have sci-fi, historical fiction, Christian fiction, fantasy, romance, dystopian, classics. I think that's all of them. I'm pretty sure that's all of them. So, my one thing is, though, there are some books that or some genres that I may not have rereads in. So if I do pull reread and then I pull a genre, or there may have been a book I've read in that genre, but I've read it so recently that it's like still so fresh in my head that I don't want to reread it because I've already read it very recently. So if that does happen, I'm just gonna grab a different genre, because there are some genres that I have that I have not read a lot of. An example of that probably is sci-fi. I haven't read a lot of that. So if I pull reread and then pull sci-fi, the only reread sci-fi book I can reread is Dark Disciple, and I read that. And I don't want to reread that because I vividly remember the plot of that one. So I'm one of those people who I can't reread if I've read it in the past couple of months. It has to be a bit longer than that, where when I think about it, I'm like, I don't remember this genre, or I don't remember the story. Anyways, let's pick what the first book's gonna be. Alright, what is this? Ooh, from a series I'm in the middle of. Yay, because I'm in the middle of a lot of series right now. And I want to, I'm kind of hoping that I get fantasy, because there's a fantasy series I'm in the middle of that I haven't read the third book. It's a reread series, a series I've already reread. So yeah, like the series I'm in the middle of can be reread series. I've established that rereads or new reads, whatever I get in genre-wise. If I get classic, I'm not in the middle of any, like, most classics don't have series. So it's very confusing. So I probably won't be able to do that one. I'll have to repick for that. But, okay. This is gonna sound so rigged, but I pulled fantasy. Now I'm torn, because I was thinking about doing Ocean's Deep by Anna Travis, which is a fantasy book series that I've already read that I'm in the middle of, but I kind of want to read One Dark Throne, which is the second book in the Three Dark Crowns series, because I'm in the middle of it. And I just read the first one, and the cliffhanger of the first one really makes me want to read the second one. And this hasn't happened in a while, where I've just wanted to immediately jump into the next book of a series. Ooh. Oh, I'm torn. I'm so torn. See, but if I get reread and then get fantasy again, I could do the Ocean's Deep. There's more likely I could do the Ocean's Deep than I could do One Dark Throne. Oh, I'm so torn, because I want to read both of those. But I think I'm going to do One Dark Throne because I really want to know what happens after the cliffhanger of the first one. I really want to know what happens. I think we're doing One Dark Throne. Okay, we're doing One Dark Throne. I'll put a photo of it up here. that was hard. But that was also amazing after I just said something. I promise you, I did not rig it. I promise. So yeah, I think I'm going to pick 3 books. So let's pick what the next one's gonna be. Who knows? I may do more parts of this video if I like it. Like different versions of it. Wait, are all 3 of them in here? Yes, okay. Do you like my pot? I handmade this myself. If you could tell. Looks like it was handmade by someone who doesn't know what they're doing. Okay. Reread. If I get fantasy again, I'm gonna laugh. Then I'll be able to read 2 of the books I want to read. Okay, so a reread. I have a lot of books on my shelves that I could reread. Perfectly fine with that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm chilling with rereads. especially if I get a genre that I have a lot of books that I've already read in. So I actually would love to get mystery or historical fiction, because there's some books in there that I actually would love to pick up again. Or romance. I'm sure there's a romance book I'd like to reread. I don't know why I'm upset about this. I am kind of upset about this. I got classic, which, don't get me wrong, I've read a lot of classics, but rereading one is not something I do often. Well, if I wanted to be, I don't know if this would be considered cheating, but I could just reread a tale, like one of Shakespeare's plays, because I have read these before. I could reread Romeo and Juliet. I think I'm going to do that, because I'm not in the mood to reread an entire classic. So I think I might just reread Romeo and Juliet. So we're going to do 4 books, because Romeo and Juliet's not very long, so this won't take me that long. So yeah, we're going to do, because I have read Romeo and Juliet, I read it for school, I have read the book, read the play. So I think we're going to do that and just read one, because I haven't read everyone in this, so I can't read the entire book. It doesn't work that way. If this is cheating, I don't care, it's my video. I don't think it's cheating, because it's technically rereading a story, because the play on its own is its own book. It's just in a collection of other books. So we're gonna do 4 books instead, because this is not gonna take me very long. It's pretty short. All right, let's put classic back in here. Lovely. Oh, that's the same thing I'm actually, this is off topic, but if I get new read in classic again, that's gonna be the same thing I'm gonna do with my Sherlock Holmes ones. I'm just gonna read, because look how big this is. Okay, I'm not reading this entire book. I'm just gonna read story by story, because this is a collection of stories. So, there you go on that one. Anyways, let's see what I'm getting next. So I'm reading One Dark Throne, and then Romeo and Juliet. Okay, some dark, moody things. All right, if I get new read, that'll be really funny, because that's the one I haven't grabbed yet. I swear I'm not rigging this new read. Okay, but what genre am I gonna get? That's gonna really make or break this one, because if I think every genre I have in here, I have books I can read in it that I haven't read yet. If I get fantasy, I'm gonna laugh. Well, okay, let's just grab the one that fell out. Ooh, Christian fiction. So a new read Christian fiction. Ooh. That actually might be difficult. Hey, Editing Kaitlyn here. So the next book I'm picking, which is Theo of Golden, found out it's not actually a Christian fiction. So at the end of the video, I decided against reading it. So just letting you know that now, and obviously you'll hear me rant about it at the end of the video. Editing Kaitlyn out. Difficult. Oh, I'm trying to think. Do I have any, I think I only have 2 physical ones that I haven't read yet. Let me grab my computer real quick and check my digital TBR. I will be back. And I'm back. Okay. I pull up. Thank you. Oh my word. Come on. I can't. Seriously? My computer's kind of... Oh, it needs to update. Lovely. Am I just not able to... Okay. 1 second. We're gonna look up... I'm thinking here. I don't think I do. Okay, well. Oh, wait. Theo of Golden, never mind. I have so many. How did I completely forget about Theo of Golden? I have so many. What am I talking about? I have Theo of Golden. I have A King's Return. Never mind. I'm just thinking of all my digital ones. I have more than these 2 physical. I think I'm gonna do Theo of Golden. I'll put the photo up. Hey, sorry about that weird cutoff. Had to go do something. But, so I think I have, One Dark Throne, Romeo and Juliet, and Theo of Golden are the first 3 books, and we're gonna pick the 4th. Alright. Oh, I updated my computer, so I'll be able to check that. New read! Okay, we got 2 new reads, and 3 new reads, because 1 Dark Throne's a new read, and then 1 reread. Okay, we're doing a lot of new reads. I'm honestly glad about that, because the more new reads I read, the more books I can buy. I have this rule where I have to read 5 new books to be able to buy 1 book. So, this month, I think I've only done 1. So, whoa, I grabbed 2. Where'll go this one? Sci-fi. Okay. A new read sci-fi. Do I want to do another physical book? Because I have to... Oh, actually, I have a physical Star Wars book that I could read, because that's sci-fi. Oh, but I also could do Skyward. Fun fact, I actually started that book for another video. Didn't end up doing that other video. So that, I'm already like somewhat % of the way through that one. I'm gonna grab, that's the one I'm gonna do, because technically it is a new read. I didn't finish it. I started it and got 10% of the way through it. I can't even remember now. And then decided to scrap the video that it was supposed to be a part of, Softy and F it. So I count it as still a new read because I haven't actually finished it. So we're gonna grab that. I left my bookmark in here. Yeah, I was only about like this far the way through the book. So I think we'll do this one, because I actually was liking it. I wasn't in the mood for it, let me tell you that. So alright, these are the 4 books I will be reading. I'll put, One Dark Throne, Theo of Golden, put them around here somewhere, Romeo and Juliet, and Skyward. Okay, again, I was like, yeah, this is like 10% of the way through this whole book. 10%. Yeah. Alright, let's go with that. I'm excited. I think this was a good idea, because only one of the books is it's more like, one of the plays, it's a play, is a reread. I'm happy about that one. And I do like Romeo and Juliet. So, I mean, I could also do Hamlet, I could do Macbeth, I think I'm gonna go with Romeo and Juliet, though, because I reread Hamlet recently. Don't judge me. So we'll be doing Romeo and Juliet right here, and it's only like this much, and that's not even, actually, it's not even that much, because it goes into, there's other stories, so. Awesome. So I think I'm gonna start with One Dark Throne. 100% starting with One Dark Throne. And then I think I'll go to whatever book I want to read next. So I'll see you guys when I get halfway through One Dark Throne. Okay, so I am 50% of the way through One Dark Throne. I also realized, I think at the beginning of this video, I didn't say which book I was reading first. One Dark Throne. And it's getting so good. So good. It's so good. I'm loving this book. I'm really enjoying this book. I like how do I explain this in a way without spoiling? I hate spoiling books. I really enjoy how our characters have the sisters, the queens, have kind of shifted a little bit from their personalities in the first book. Not in a bad way, in it makes sense kind of way, where like, because of what happens at the end of the first book, their attitude and their mindsets have changed into this book, and how they've planned things and how they've executed some things and just how they've decided to go forward with the Ascension Year and how they're gonna have to kill their sisters. They have each one of them has a very different mindset about it, and I'm loving it. It's very interesting. Though we've gotten a bit more of Catherine in this book, which is cool. Something happened to her in the end of the last book that hasn't fully been explained, but I have a hunch. I won't say it because, again, don't want to spoil the book, but I have a hunch of what happened to her. But, yeah, I'm on page 209 out of 441, 50%. Yep. So, yeah, I'll let you guys know when I finish. And then I don't know what book I'm reading next out of the 4. I will figure it out. See you guys later. Alright, so I have now finished One Dark Throne. Gave it 3.75 stars. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same amount of stars that I gave the first one. It was good. They keep leaving me off at cliffhangers. Things keep happening. Kendare, however you pronounce her name, Blake really knows how to leave you on the edge of your seat. But yeah, finished it, enjoyed it. It was really good. Glad I got this one, glad the paper let me pick this one so that I could read the next book. Very happy about that. Yeah, so moving on. Now I will be reading Romeo and Juliet from my book of Shakespeare plays. I got to find it. That's Hamlet. There it is. So Romeo and Juliet starts here. So it's written, I think I showed this at the beginning, but it's written in like book format. So it is the same play. It just makes it a whole lot easier to read. I found this at a used bookstore, so it's not like I can just give you a link. I found it. Yeah. So I don't know if they've I haven't read it. I don't think they've simplified too much of the dialogue of how people talked back then. But yeah, so we're moving on to Romeo and Juliet. I show you this. It's not like it says anything. To Romeo and Juliet. This is only 11 pages long. So I will finish this probably in the next 15 minutes? I don't know how long it's going to take me to read this. So, because who knows? Some of the dialogue may take me aback a little bit. But, yeah. And then I think the next book I'll be reading after this one is Skyward. So, stay tuned for that, because I'll probably come and see you in a second about it. Sorry, there's a fly there. Alright. Finished Romeo and Juliet. I read this play for the first time in 10th grade for literature class. And I liked it. I mean, I reading it again, it just it reminds me of the very funny distinction of Shakespeare's 2 most popular types of plays, which were tragedies and comedies. And the kind of misconception of, what a comedy was in Shakespeare's day and what he wrote comedies as. Because nowadays when you hear comedy, you think, funny, it's going to be something silly. That's not what a comedy meant in Shakespeare's plays. In Shakespeare's plays, a comedy was a story with a happy ending. A tragedy was a story with a tragic ending. That's why it was called a tragedy. So a prime example for Romeo and Juliet's a tragedy because, a bunch of people die. The 2 love interests, the main characters of our story, die. In somewhat stupid way. I'm gonna be honest. I do think that them killing themselves because they thought the other one was dead after only knowing each other for, let's say, a week, is a little dumb. But again, it is a play. It is meant to be theatrical. It's meant to be just kind of blown out of proportion. and then there's comedies like Much Ado About Nothing and, what was that one called? The other one called? I need to remember. A Midsummer Night's Dream, and a few others, but I can't remember which other ones are comedies. But yeah, I've read a few of those actually. But just the interesting difference of, comedy wasn't funny. Now were there funny? Now are there funny elements in Shakespeare's comedies? Obviously, there's funny elements in his tragedies sometimes. But yeah, it purely both of those mean about the ending of each story, and it is pretty interesting how Romeo and Juliet has really defined a trope in media, the forbidden love, forbidden romance trope. I can't say it originated with Romeo and Juliet, because I'm sure there are other stories in history where forbidden love was a thing, but Romeo and Juliet really did it with, like, the warring families. And do you know how many books and movies and TV shows have used that premise? Now, obviously, I don't think everybody dies in the end. They've definitely admitted that most of the time. But so many things in media have used this trope and have used this theme that Shakespeare used for this play. And I find that really funny. That I don't think Shakespeare knew that this play would really end up being as big as it was. I mean, he was an incredible playwright. So now I need to grab the book. Moving on to our third book of this video. Skyward. And I'm already actually like 20% of the way through it. I'm chapter 18 on page 158. Reason being, I don't know, did I explain this at the beginning of the video? I actually started reading this book for a different video, decided to scrap that video idea, and ended up not, like, just kind of softy DNFing this one, and doing a different video instead, so reading other books for that video, because I just wasn't really in the mood for this book at the time. It was interesting, though. I mean, again, I got, like, pretty far in, but yeah, so I'm gonna continue this, and yeah, I'll update you guys when I get halfway, which will probably be sooner rather than not. Yeah. Alright, so I'm now at 50% of the way through Skyward. It's good. It's getting good because I don't want to spoil anything. I always hate not being able to spoil things. So I'm not going to. But it's getting good. We just had a huge information drop. Like, what? You're joking, is what I thought. And one of my favorite things actually about this book, and one I'm really enjoying Brandon Sanderson's writing, but he put in, this is a sci-fi book, he put in these, like, designs of the ships that these characters fly, and it's, like, talked about, obviously. They're talked about, so it does kind of have, like, I'm like, what are you talking about? So when I get these images, it really does help, because I'm like, oh, that's what this looks like. Now it's clicking in my brain, because I don't know how to imagine these very specific ships. Okay, I watched Star Wars, which has some pretty awesome ships in it, like spaceships and TIE fighters and Millennium Falcon and a lot of really cool things, but I don't have to visualize that. That's just on screen. So I don't think I've ever had to visualize in my head, like in my imagination, a spaceship. Without, like, I'm like, what am I picturing? Because, like, it was talking about two things that were actually demonstrated on here: a light lance and an acclivity ring. And I'm like, where is this on this ship? Because I don't remember it being told. And then now I have this diagram. I'm like, oh, that's where it is. Okay. It really does help. So it's pretty good. I'm liking it. I'm starting to enjoy Spensa, aka Spin, a lot more than I did the beginning of the book. We've definitely seen a lot more of a less, like, she's very bravado, very, like, kind of puts on this tough act, and we've gotten to see quite a bit of that, like, the behind the tough act, and I really like that. Some good character development so far in this book. Yeah, for my first Brandon Sanderson, or Saunderson, or however you pronounce his last name book, I think this is pretty good, especially because a lot of people say you should have read, like, Mistborn or something, one of his sci-fis. I'm like, not sci-fis, fantasies. No, I want sci-fi. So, yeah, I will get back to you guys when I'm done, and then we'll be moving on to the fourth and final book in this series. Or not series. Video. Sorry about that. Finished Skyward. 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars. The ending of this book was incredible. Definitely saved the very slow beginning. It was great. I was on the edge of my seat for the end of this book. And I definitely want to read the next one. Because, wow. For this being my first Brandon Sanderson book, I understand the hype now. He's a genuinely good reader. Or not reader, writer. Like, wow. I was not expecting it to be this good. Yeah, so first sci-fi that's probably gotten 4.5 stars. It was good. It was good. I do think, well, I like Spin, aka Spensa, our main character. I like her. I like her more now than I did at the beginning. At the beginning, she kind of annoyed me a little bit. So yeah, 4.5 stars. 10 out of 10 recommend. Now, I know didn't realize my Kindle's updating. I know my next book is Theo of Golden, but I couldn't remember the plot of that book or how it even came to be on my TBR, so I looked up the plot of the book. It's literally a 600-something page book about a guy returning paintings to their original owners. It's gotta have been recommended to me by someone at some point. I was like, sure, I'll put it on my TV without even looking at it. That sounded like the most boring thing ever. So I'm not reading it. I am not reading it. I already, like, I can't do that. 600-something pages about a dude just returning paintings to people? That's just not, right now, I need some high stakes or something really short. That's what I need right now. So, sorry to disappoint. If you've ever read Theo of Golden, comment down below if it's nice, if it's a good book, and that I actually should read it. But from I have no interest in reading that book. I think I just put it on my TBR because someone recommended it to me. I was like, yeah, sure, without even, like, looking at it. So, also, Theo of Golden is not Christian. I don't know where I got that thought in my head that it was. So it wouldn't have even worked with the prompt I got for it, because it was supposed to be a Christian, like, never new read or something. So, yeah, it's not even a Christian book. So I don't know where I got in my head that it was a Christian. I think I was getting it confused with a different book. And I really don't know. So it didn't even fit with the premise of this video, because I picked a book that I should have done more research on that one. How did I genuinely thought it was a Christian book, and then I read about it, and I'm like, oh wait, this isn't Christian at all. So, that being said, the video is ending here, because I picked a book that wasn't even the right genre, and that I have no interest in reading whatsoever. Like, none. I don't even know why it's even on my TBR, other than I might have put it on there by accident. I don't know. So, for a recap, I read One Dark Throne, Romeo and Juliet, and Skyward. And I think this was I read from 3 different genres, sci-fi, fantasy, and a classic. And yeah, that got 2 books off of my TBR. Romeo and Juliet wasn't really on my TBR, but yeah. So, we're not reading Theo of Golden, because But yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too long. And yeah, please like, comment, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.